Hello guys and welcome to this video and in this video I will teach you what is Redux in React and I will just come clear all of your confusions. So I've seen so many guys get confused about what is Redux. They rewatch the video a lot of times but still don't get the concept. Maybe they do get the concept but they don't understand the way it's implemented. So in this video I want to clear the things out a little bit more. Like this is state, and then these are reducers, and we have the store. So I just want to make things a little bit more clear so that it will become easier for you to actually understand the basic concepts of Redux and you can apply Redux in your own website. So we will create a folder name with Redux tutorial, something like that. It doesn't really matter. We will open this folder in VS Code, that means Visual Studio Code. I hope you already know that. Now here, first of all, we need to set up a new React application. We will say yarn create a React app in the current folder, or you can say npx create React app in the current folder. Okay, let's see the issue. They're showing us some different issue. Okay, registered term. Oh, because of the name. I want to say learn Redux. I hope it doesn't create issues this time. Okay, now let's open the terminal. I press Control Shift plus backticks. Now we will say yarn create React app in the current folder. Okay, we are still cannot hold learn Redux. We will just open CMD. We'll just type yarn create React app in the current folder. Okay, so that's good. That means we cannot use capital letters in a folder that contains React application. So getting these things done will take at least 60 seconds, so I will come back. Okay, we are back. Took 51 seconds in total. Now what you have to do, you have to type npm install, or just type npm I. We will install Redux and React Redux, and we will install React Thunk. So React Thunk is just the middleware. I will explain you later on. We will not be using much, and we will actually only get the Thunk from React Thunk, and we will just apply, pass it as a middleware in the Redux, and we will not do much of a thing with React Thunk. So just to be safe, I'm just importing this. Okay, something is not right. React Thunk. Let's get rid of that one for now. Okay, npm I React Thunk. Let's see the issue. Okay, React Thunk. Cannot resolve dependencies. Okay, let's see. React. Not think. React Thunk. Alrighty. Redux Thunk. Oh, my bad. It's not React Thunk. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, guys. It's Redux Thunk. So, yeah. Now it should be working pretty fine. Okay, we are good to go. Now let's get started. Here is our folder. We will open this in the Visual Studio Code as usual. Okay, we will just delete this thing. We will have few files there. We will delete all of the files in the public folder. Okay, let's just keep these files in the public folder because we will only get into the concept of React Redux. So yeah, I hope this is a cleaner this app, and we don't yet have the app.js. We will just say RFC. That means React create a functional component with the export, which will be exported as default. So that's how we do it. Okay, now let's get started in the React Redux. So I hope you already know what does React Redux mean. If you don't know, so let me basically explain. Like, there are other things like, let's say you want to update something in a component, like your component has a button, and if you click the button your balance will be increased by 1. Okay, so the thing is, if you will be passing the props, let's say you should already know about the props if you're watching this tutorial. So let's say you're doing prop drilling, that means you're passing the uh, props for from parent element to child element to super child element. Yeah, let me just show you to super child element to great child. So basically need to use it. Yeah, so basically let's say you want to, you want a function, and what you want the function for, you want the function, like here you have a button that will update the balance, and you want to actually update it, and the balance is available to all of the components. So basically you have to do prop drilling. So for that you have to pass the props to child, and child from child, subchild, and the grade subchild. So something like that. And there's another concept of context API. Well, basically what does context API do? You don't have to do properly, but the issue with context API is, like, if you will change something in here, it will actually reload it will re-render the whole all of the components that are connected with that context API. So basically all you want to do, normally you will only want the component to update, which where you have have that function run on, and you want the component to update where you are actually importing that balance. So you only want those two components to update, you re-render, so you don't want any other components to re-render. So that's the main concept of React Redux. So basically let me explain you what is actually, how does React Redux actually work. So basically React Redux works like, you create a file where it has where you mention the actions. Let's say you mention two function. First function does what? It will increase, if you someone ran that function, it will increase your given data. Let's say you give it 1, it will add 1 to 1, that means it will give you back 2. So it will increase your given data by 1, or it will, basically, I'm just saying example, if you're having two functions, one is increment, another one is decrement. So basically it will work upon your data, like you gave it some data, and what do you want increment to increase the data by 1 with the value of by the value of 1, and you want the decrement to decrease 1 from that data that you're providing. So basically let's say the functions is like, you're thinking something and you wrote down about the things. Now how do we actually apply the functions, how do we actually apply the actions? So that's when reducers come in part. So basically reducers does what? It will take all of your actions and combine all of your actions together in a place. So now you can see, let's say actions, I'm thinking something, I'm calling a guy, and there's a guy. Okay, now you say I'm sitting at home, I have some money, and I'm giving my money to a broker. So basically, the broker has all of the powers. Broker actually knows what to do where. And now, all the broker has to do, actually, broker knows where he has to invest the money. Now, all he has to do, he has to give the money to the another company, or he has to invest the money in some company. So basically, the company is actually going to be stored unless until the register will not invest the money in the store, the actions will not be applied. The money that I gave there to the agent, I will not get any profit from it. So basically let me just explain it another way. uh, Me, okay, I gave money to agent, invested in stocks. So basically let's say stocks uh, will indirectly give the money to us, you see. So basically what is happening here, we gave the money to the investors. Okay, so we had the money, we knew what had to do, we had planned the actions, we knew already that we will be giving the money to an agent. So now agent here is someone that who is going to do something, who is actually going to invest the money. So basically the reducers takes your actions and make them invoke. They will put your actions in the store. In our case, stores are stocks, so they will actually put our money in the stocks. So according to whatever we wanted, let's say we wanted to increase something by 1, we will actually import the store, not actually import the store, yeah, we will actually import a dispatch method. So basically we're just saying, okay, let me get the function. So you can actually get these actions, in basically in any component. You don't have to do like use context, blah blah stuff like that. You can just import the function and you can use them. Okay, so you see how clean and how easy the concept was. Okay, now let me actually make it more clear. Let me just make a folder with the name of uh, money management. Okay, so basically we have a folder of money management. I'm just making the folder names a little bit more clear to you. And here we will say, uh, first of all, we need to say like what we want to do with the money. We want to increase the money, or we want to invest the money, or we want to withdraw the money. Okay, so we have those two options. Uh, Money manage. Okay, let's say we call it money manage. So basically we call the money manage. Then we have another one that will be named with the name of agent. It is basically reducers that will apply our things. So we will call it agent in this case. In the money manage, what is going to happen, we will create an index.javascript file, and here we will mention few functions. We will export them as normally. We will not export them as default. Let's say first of all we will export a constant function that will be uh, invest money, and it will take an amount. Okay, let's say we will specify some amount. I will just show you how do we actually pass the amount to this one. So it's basically very easy, like when you are actually using this in the app.js, let's say somewhere. All you have to do, you just have to type money invest and pass the amount like that, and it will actually work out. Okay, yeah, it will actually work like that. So let's say we have in invest money. So invest money will actually take our amount, and we have to return a dispatch method, a dispatch function. So basically you don't have to get a lot more confused. Oh, what does this dispatch function mean? So basically I will just show you. Let me just show you. So this dispatch will actually have our type. Let's say we have this, we are investing the money, our type is invest, and we are giving a payload of amount. So it doesn't have to be like payload or type. You can just literally rename to this thing anything. We will say uh action dot capital, and we will say this type. Okay, let it be type. So capital means like how much money you have there, so that you can invest the money. So basically what is this invest money function doing? It's returning another function. It's returning a dispatch function. So basically we will be using this dispatch function in the future to actually give give these things to the agent. So agent will work according to our calls. Let's say we call the agent has our money. Agent has our our agent already know what to do. So we will call the agent. We will tell him invest $1,000. So basically all he has to do, he just has to invest $1,000. When we call the agent, we will say okay, withdraw $1,000. He will just follow our already mentioned actions, already mentioned commands like these, and he will do it. Now we will have another thing: invest money, withdraw money. We have invest, we have withdraw, and it will have same capital of amount. Okay, so those two concepts should be really much clear, and I know, yeah, these are very easy to grab concepts. Okay, okay, that's better. It was a very easy concept. Now what are we going to do? We will go to the agent. In the agent, what we will say, in the agents you can have you can have multiple agents. Different agents can do different works. So let's say we will have an agent for our uh we'll have a stock agent.js. So the stock agent.js will actually have control over our money. So the stock agent.js will have the ability to actually do few things. So these few things contain like he can withdraw our money, he can invest our money, and that's probably it. He has that much of a control of our money, so he can do those things. Now what is actually going to happen here, we will export a function. The function is going to be let me just think about the name, something that should be related to the topic. uh Trading, maybe. So basically this function will take two arguments. The first argument is going to be our balance, which will be by default 0, and another one is going to be an action. So action is actually, whatever we will do here. So action is basically this money manage. So yeah, we can have like that. You can say money manage like that, and we will have a switch function. So basically we have two options for the money manage, either invest or withdraw. So we will do like money manage dot type. Like we mentioned here, the type, you can see we mentioned two types. We mentioned an invest type and another one is the withdraw type. So we will say if the case is invest, if the type is invest, then do what? Then we want to return our balance plus our money manage dot capital. Okay. So whatever capital we have given to the guys, we will just return that. So we're saying our current balance is 0, or you can just change 0 to something else if you want to. It doesn't really have to be 0. Let's say you are having this, so you are having a current particular balance. You will fetch this balance from somewhere. You will put this balance there, and you will just go on with the flow. Okay. So that's what we have for now. We will see another case if the user wants to, no, actually, if he wants to invest, then he has to, we have to deduct the money from his account. Or if he has to, if he want to withdraw, we'll just add that capital money from into his account. Okay, we'll just add that money into his account. So we will have a default condition also. So if these conditions were not satisfied, we'll just return an empty balance. 1 second. Default, okay, not case default. So by default this is going to happen. So we made those two things there, and this is our agent that actually controls our money. We have the another agent, we have actual, this is we that we already knew, we already gave the commands that what should be happening. Now let's say we have a few more agents right there. Okay, let's just suppose you have one stock agent, you have another one health dealer agent, you have more agents. So how do we actually combine those agents together? For that, we will create an index.javascript file inside this folder, inside the agent folder, and here we will just import. There's a method called 1 second, combine reducers. So basically the combine reducers will do what? It will combine all of your reducers, or let's say all of your agents together. We have a stock agent, we have a health agent. So why is it helpful? It's helpful because in the future, if you want to call the health agent, you want him to do something, so you just have to call the health agent from this file. You don't have to call the health agent, separately from their own file like stock agent.js, something like that. All you have to do, you have to call them from this file. So what we are going to do right now is we got the combined reducers, and we will also uh, import the stock agent from /stock agent, and now we will have an export default function. We'll say export default, and this is going to return our agents is, it's going to return as, we'll have the combined function in it. This is a variable, it's export default agents variable, and in here it contains the value of combined reducers. And in this combined reducers objects, all you have to do, you just have to provide the name and the value for the reducer. So how you want to call the stock agent, we want to call them as, I want to call them as I just want to call him as stock agent by default. So you just say stock agent, and it will be read as like you're calling him as stock agent with the value of in the name of stock agent, with the value of stock agent. If you want have multiple reducers, like multiple agents, just have a comma right there and I'll add them right there. It doesn't really matter. You can add them right like that. So now our agents are ready. Now we have made our full setup. Now we know that whenever we want to call someone, we will just dial his number and we're good to go. But if like we have our agents ready, we have our money management plan ready. Now there should be something to actually apply these things. Okay, so that something is actually called store in Redux. So basically, you cannot just directly go to your app.js and call these agents and then just do these things. It will not actually work like that. You need to create a store. So basically, what a store is going to do, it's just going to give you a component that will be named with the name of provider, and you have to wrap that provider. You have to wrap your main. Here this we will wrap this app with the provider, component. So basically, you can call any of these reducers in your own in any part of your application, your website. You can do it after you have wrap it around your index with the provider. So you have to create a store variable. So let me just show you what the provider actually is like. It's just import. Okay, import. 1 second. Provider from Redux. I hope it is from that one. I don't know why it didn't show it up here, but I'm thinking it's 1 second. Import. Just give me a moment. Okay, so they didn't show us much of a thing right there. Import. If I do here, React Redux. So it's we're getting this from React Redux, not just the Redux itself. So this is the provider, and basically we'll replace the React or strict mode with the provider, and it needs to have an it needs to have a prop. So basically the prop is going to be anything you want it to be. So in our case we will say it as like what we want to say it as. We will say it as, we have to say it, we have to pass the prop with the here with the name of store, and in here you can literally name it anything you want it to have. So we will go to our money management folder. We will create a new file with the name of uh, let's not make it too complicated. Let's say it as run agent.js. So basically this run agent is going to have import of create store from Redux. So what we are going to do, we're going to say export as default the function of, it's not actually a function, so we'll say export default, and we can export here anything. I will say agent runner, yeah. And here we just have to say create store, and create store will first of all take your reducer. So we don't have to pass here multiple reducers because we already combine all the reducers in here. So we can just pass that file in here or in here. So we'll just say import uh, all of our agents, import them from /agent, right? Okay, so they are they are in index.js, so we don't have to mention /index. It will read index by as default, and we have to import. Okay, it will import it by it will import it out by itself. We have to first of all here get an agents, and then comma. Here you can see it will ask us for something like preload. That means the what should be the initial value of our reducers. Well, we don't have to do anything with that stuff, so we'll leave it as blank. And after that it will ask us for the enhancers. So here we have to put a middleware. So the middle would say add middleware. 1 second. Okay, let me just do uh uh apply middleware, not apply actually. So let's just check on Google. Add middle. where Redux. So we have to do apply middleware. Okay, it's apply middleware. Apply middleware, we have to get it there, and we have to apply the middleware of Thunk. So basically, this makes your calls asynchronous. So first of all, they will be read on the server side section, and after that, you will get your actually your functions. That's whatever we have here. We have our agent stuff like that. We will be able to use it after the middleware is done running. So I'm not. I already told you we will not be talking a lot deep inside this one. So the middleware is another is a different situation. I just added the middleware in here so that we are on the safer side by default. But yeah, we will not be talking about the middleware in this video. Maybe in future video, but I will make a new video about making e-commerce site using the Redux and the Next.js and the MongoDB and the Node.js. So yeah, now you can see in the store we have to provide this right there. We have to provide it. Where did it go? We have to provide it here. This run agent JavaScript file. So we have to say it as run agent, and it will automatically import the file. So that's all we have to do. We have to provide it this what we say this run agent file, which has our actually created our store. So basically the store will actually allow us to use our agents function. So it will allow us to increase, it will actually allow us to invest somewhere or withdraw from somewhere, so something like that. We have to provide them as store props. So yeah, that's all we have to do in here. Now we will go to the app.js. In here we have to use, okay, so there are two things. If you only want to, if you only want to get the balance, let's say you only want to get the balance, you don't want to see anything else. So in that case, what you have to do, just give me a moment. What you have to do, you will say we will use a use selector hook react. So use selector will actually select our state, that the state we created in here. So actually our state is this one, not this one. Okay, this is our state. So basically it will actually get the state, and it will work according to our state, whatever we have given in there. No, it will actually work on how we exported the state. We exported the state as by default stock agent. So yeah, it will actually work as a stock agent. What is stock agent returning by default? Let's see what it will return as by default. You can see if we will not give it any value like invest or withdraw, something like that, it will return as balance by default. So yeah, we only want the balance to we only want to get the balance if we want to get the balance. So let's say we have a balance of about $500. Let's say somewhere around that. We'll say constant balance is equal to use selector. Okay, yeah, use selector will actually take our state. You is to actually not actually take our state. We can just name it to anything. Let's say agent, and then agent dot, or what we want to say, what we named it here. We name this thing stock agent. So we are just you were just saying, okay, call the stock agent and see what's up. Okay, so we'll see what's up with the stock agent guy. And now let's finally run our thing. It's been a while since we have not ran this thing. Oh, okay, no demand cannot work. npm start. Let's hope that no errors come up because I know while making these kind of stuff, you probably get into a lot of. Oh, okay. Imported as stock agent was not found in stock agent. Possible export trading. Uh, export default imported as stock agent was not found in stock agent. Okay, let's see the issue. Agents is not defined in the agent. Agents is not defined. Oh yeah, my bad. We cannot actually import these stuffs like that. We have to say Constant agents is called the export default as agents. And we have another thing, agent runner. Okay, agent runner is undefined. Run agent. Constant agent runner and export default the agent runner. Okay, imported as agent runner was not found in stock agent. So this issue is in agent money management and then slash agent slash index 6 plan. Imported as stock agent wasn't found in stock agent. Okay, we imported this from stock agent. Oh, basically we are exporting the function. We have to say export as default. Alrighty. Let's say it worked out or not. We have to rerun our things. App. Okay, good. Good to see it actually worked. Okay, good. Now you can see we got the console log 500, and what we tried to do in the app.js, we just tried to console log our balance. So why did it return us the balance, our initial balance? So that is because, as you can see in the index file, we are just combining all the reducers and we are named it as stock agent. So here we called it as, well, let's see, stock agent. So basically if someone calls stock agent, he has to either provide it the type. We have not provided any kind of type, or we didn't provided any kind of capital, so it will by default only return the balance. So it returned us the balance. Our initial balance is $500, so it returned us $500. Now let's talk about, we want to increase the capital or we want to decrease the capital. We want to increase the money, we want to decrease the money. So to make Redux a little bit more, cool stuff, what we are going to do, we're just going to close all these apps. Going to go to get bootstrap. We'll just copy these, only copy this one. It's enough for us. We'll just go to index file. I will just paste it right there, and we are good to go with that one. We'll just search for an app bar. I'm just trying to explain you. We can use. It's not only important to use Redux in the single component. I will actually show you how to use this. Let me just copy this one. How to use Redux in multiple components. So basically, we will just go in our src folder. We will create a components folder. It will have a navbar, nav.javascript. It needs to be rfc, be exported by default. And in here we have these classes as this. We have the navbar right there, and we will go to the app and we will actually import this one. Let's wrap it around like that. We'll say our nav. Okay, nav from that one, just add it right there. And let's actually see, things are working pretty fine. Okay, we got the navbar actually. Yeah, we do got the navbar. Looks pretty dope. We'll go here, and instead of saying navbar, we'll say agent controller, in controller, something like that. And this is a little bit more light. We'll see it as dark. Maybe we have to make this style here as color white, like that. I hope it looks fine. Okay, agent controller. So now of the okay, we have this span right there. What if we have another span? We have another. We will have another. We'll have a button basically. I just want to see what is it going to show. Okay, it just showed up below it, this one. So what we can do to fix this issue, we'll say it's going to be a flex. It is going to have a flex property, and it's going to have justify space between. Alrighty, we didn't see much of the things right there happening. Okay, it didn't work without this one. I hope it worked without that one. Alrighty, we just have to put it right there. So we'll say it is actually disabled by default. So we're going to actually touch it. Never mind. We will say class name as btn primary. And is there actually class name as disabled? Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to have something like that. Maybe no. You can just say style. Cursor can be default. Is there actually anything like default in the cursor? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I guess this is what default means. So basically we have the balance right there. Okay, we have the balance. Now we will have to do what? We'll say balance is equal to something. Now how will we actually define the something? So we already know this is our balance. All we have to do is copy this damn thing, remove it from here, remove it from here. We'll just paste it here. What's the balance of that one? Import use selector, get the use selector right there, and we will just put the balance right here. Okay, now we got the balance right there. Now let's actually manage our balance. Now let's say in here in this app bar app section, we will have another one, the component that's going to be uh, let's say home.js rfc. It's going to be our default home section. So we will not be actually doing anything in the app actually like that. That's good. So we do get to see the home one. Now here we will first of all have it as div. Class name is going to be container. So inside the container we will have something called as div dot no dot not will not actually work. Class name is going to be card. We have a card body. Inside the card body we can have two things. We can have first of all a button. The button is going to be of span. No, it's going to just be a button. The class name of btn and btn primary is going to be plus. It's going to be actually invest the money. We'll have another one that's going to be withdraw the money. Okay, let's see how it actually looks in a while. Okay, not bad. And then you can have a little bit of top spacing, and these buttons can basically have a little bit of space in between them. Maybe two will do it. Okay, invest and withdraw. So basically we're saying our initial balance is 500, and we have these two options. We can either invest in our money, and we can withdraw our money. So what we are going to do, we will have another option that is basically going to do what? That's basically that will basically allow us to choose how much money we want to invest or how much money we want to withdraw. So how do we get that option? So we will just say I'll get the input right here. Alrighty. I don't really much know about input in Bootstrap, so yeah, I can just mess it up a little bit. Okay, we'll just say we got this input right there. Gonna have a placeholder of amount, and after having the placeholder of amount, we'll have its value as a constant amount. Okay, constant amount, and update amount is going to use the hook of React. Okay, come on. Okay, that's better. By default, amount is going to be 0. Here we will say amount on change. What is going to happen? We will just call the function of update amount, and we will just basically give it the key. That means we'll just have e.target.value. Inside the update amount, and it will update the amount to the latest amount, whatever we are just typing in there. Okay, we have that thing right there. We have gave it the value, we gave it the on change option. Okay, it doesn't look very cool, but it's alright. We'll have mx2 also, so it's going to be, there's going to be a little bit of gap. Just say amount, and after having this thing, you can have a basically a new div. So new div is going to wrap those things out of that one. Maybe it may have class name of mt3. Okay, yeah, so that's something I wanted to see. We have an amount here. We can select our amount, either invest amount, we can either withdraw the amount. Okay, that looks pretty dope. Now we have to use few things to actually apply these. So how do we actually import how we actually make these options actually work? So what we will do, basically we need to get our func actions. So you can see in our actions, let me just show you something. We never saw our actions actually, so yeah. Oh, we have the money managed actions. We have here two of the actions. We have first of all the invest money action and the withdraw money action. We'll have it as invest and the withdraw. So basically, normally what you have to do, let's say you want to withdraw something or invest something, you have to import these options one by one. And there is another way we can do this without having that kind of tension. We will just click on the money management. We will create a basic index.javascript file. So this is going to be index JavaScript. It's going to export everything, everything as what we say. Let's say our actions, like what we want to do, what we used to say over to that one. This is basically going to say what we want to do. We want to either invest the money, we want to withdraw the money. So import everything as uh, let's say it as do. Okay, do seems kind of reasonable. From dot slash money manage, and it's going to be exported as default from money manage, right? We have only one index one, so you will be a little bit more confused about what is this, why did he export it as everything as do. So let me just show you actually why I did that. In here we'll have an import everything from we'll have import everything as do, import do from dot slash money management slash, actually not slash, we only have to import do. So basically do is a function, import everything as trigger something. Okay, call for, okay, let's call for, it seems reasonable. We're saying call for, we're just saying a call for something, call for something. So now we have to actually dispatch these functions. So if you want to get some value from somewhere, you have to just say, okay, we will use useSelector. So basically useSelector, we will not be providing any value. That you saw, we didn't give it any type, we didn't give it any amount. So but if you want to give it any amount, what you have to do, you have to use the useDispatch function. Use dispatch. So what we are going to do now, we have to actually bind them together. We'll say bind actions creator. So okay, you might be a little bit confused, overwhelming right at this point. Okay, what are you doing? Can you just explain what is the bind actions stuff? Well, yeah, bind actions will actually do what? Let's say you have a lot of options. You have a lot of actions actually. We have two actions. We have one action to invest the money and another action to withdraw the money. So how do we actually manage those actions? Okay, let me just show you that one. All we have to do, we will say constant either get the withdraw action, first of all get the withdraw action and get the invest action from where we'll have this bind action creators, and in the bind action creators all we have to give, first of all we have to give our actions, like we imported our all actions as default from call for, and then we have another thing as use dispatch. So basically we have to give those two things only to the bind action creators. So yeah, say change the call for to actions. In here we'll say export everything as actions from money manage. Call for is undefined, of course it's not defined because I changed that. Okay, does that make any sense? Okay, never mind, we'll just stop the server. Okay, yeah, we have to change this to actions. Alrighty, so basically what we can do right now, you will not believe what we can do right now. Let me just show you what we can do right now. So what we can do right now, we can have an on click function. Okay, like let's say we clicked on invest, on click function. What is this function going to do? It is going to call the withdraw function, and it will just pass the amount inside the withdraw function, whatever amount we have set in there. Okay, how simple this looks like. Yeah, on the right, let me just show you that this actually works. Okay, we have got it wrong, or the withdraw, will just keep it the withdraw one. Let's say we want to withdraw, we want to invest one point inside some stock. Click invest. Okay, I don't think it worked the way we wanted it to work. Okay, we do have a few errors here. In valid hook call, hooks can be only called instead of a body of function. This can only happen for one reason: memory switching version of React in the render, such as DOM, memory breaking the React rules of hooks and stuff. You may have mismatching version of React and renderer, such as React DOM. Might be breaking the rules of hooks. You might have more than one copy of React in the same application. No, I don't have anything like that. But yeah, the hook is not being called. There's issues coming while we are calling the hook. Now let's actually analyze our things. We binded them together. We got the actions from over here, from this index file. We imported all of everything as actions from money manage. So money manage have our both of our options to manage our money. So yeah, we have that thing right there, and we have the agent. I do actually believe all the things are working pretty fine, except the except this one. Okay, let's actually see what's the issue. We're saying amount is by default as 0, and we try to change it to something. It's actually changing. So yeah, and then we call for the invest amount, and let's go to manage. Maybe invest in withdraw. We'll give it the amount, some amount. Let's give it 10 by default to see what's going to happen. Let's first of all actually close our React app for one time, and let's run it again. It will actually open by default by itself. Actually, okay, still crashing somewhere. I don't know. Okay, valid hook call who's can be only called inside of a body of function component. Where do I call the hook wrong? Because they are actually not mentioning the actual reason for the thing. And then we console the log of withdraw and see what it actually is. It's a dispatch method. Okay, that's this in documents. It should get the balance by default. No, it only needs the money. Only needs the amount. We are giving it the amount. Okay. About that one. It's not. It's not actually being called successfully. I don't know why, but let me say console log one as the chain. Okay, the func manual looks for a new function that was passed to the store.dispatch. If this action is really a function, call it and return the results. Store.dispatch. Okay, we did actually call withdraw one, so basically it means it didn't work out. Just give me a moment, I will figure out the issue. Okay, now let me show you some examples. So we will use a use effect hook, and we will just consult the log. Not a use effect. It is a help. So I basically comment out the amounts that you are providing. I comment out the input section, and I'm just giving the $10 for investing withdraw both. I'm just saying console the log. I'm home, and in the nav bar, I'm saying okay, console the log. I'm nav. I just want to show you like basically if you're using a Redux uh, um, Redux module actually, I don't know. So if you're using this one, like when you will change some value, you will click on invest, it will update, it will run a function. So basically in context API, what happens, it will render every single component, but in while you're using Redux, it will only render the component that is using something like use selector, that is using the state. Let's say we invested something, you see here it only showed us nav, it didn't show us I'm home. We want to withdraw something, it only shows I'm nav, it didn't show us I'm home. You can see it only shows us, it only renders the component that is using some Redux states. So I hope you really do enjoy this video. I will see you in the next one, and stay tuned, stay subscribed.